Kishichadabasage. Niso Kishichadabasage. Nsto Kichiwadabasage. You see, you don't even know what I'm saying, but you're laughing or at least smiling, and all I'm saying is one skirt, two skirts, three skirts. Or rather, in literal translation, one dress cut in half, two dresses cut in half, three dresses cut in half. That's what you call a skirt, a dress cut in half. Makes sense, doesn't it? That's how comical the syllables are. Three more examples. I'll conjugate the verb breathe for you, okay? I'll conjugate the verb suffer, okay? Good Catholic word. Even that sounds funny. It's about suffering. Even that makes us laugh. Honest to God. It's the silliest language in the world. People will say, "Can Peyton," and we burst out laughing, and what it means is, "I'll kill you." and I'll conjugate the verb to go sour for you, okay? As in milk when it goes sour. And then I'll say, I want to go to the PPTV. Okay? We kill ourselves laughing when we say that. And all I'm saying in English is, "Hey, who just came in the door?" See what I mean? If air traffic control at airports functioned in Cree, no plane would ever make it to the tarmac. The pilots and the people in the air traffic control tower would be laughing so hard they'd forget their instruments and kill thousands. So no laughter at the airport, please. I want to get home. Aside from humor, however, there are other even more significant differences between Cree and Dene on the one hand and French and English on the other. Between that is Aboriginal languages and their European counterparts. Keeping in mind that I am nominally familiar with at least one other in the former category, namely Ojibwe, and with at least four others in the latter, among them Spanish and German. But the fundamental difference has to do with gender and its immediate offshoot, namely the aliveness or deadness of nature. European languages are obsessed by the question of gender. They divide the universe into that which is male and that which is female. In English, less so than in French or German, say. In the monotheistic superstructure that they define, God is male with a capital M. Then there is male with a small m, followed by female with a small f, followed by nature and hell, for that matter, which are genderless, which are its. The question students always ask being, where in the superstructure is female with a capital F? And the answer, nowhere. There is no such thing as female with a capital F in such a design. Because this design, in the final analysis, is a phallic superstructure, a hierarchic straight line that goes from God as male at the top to male to female to neutral at the bottom, with one level of power having complete and utter power over the next. And there is room for two genders only, with one at the complete mercy of the other. And God help the person who dares try to cross that gender divide. Aboriginal languages, on the other hand, divide their universe not into genders, but into that which is animate and that which is inanimate. That is which has a soul and that which has not. Gender, or a hierarchy thereof, having no significance, we are all, when all is said and done, he, she's, as is God, one would think. The resulting superstructure being thus not the straight line of monotheism, but the circle, the womb of pantheism. A system wherein God is in nature. God is biology. God is the land. A ionic superstructure, that is to say, as opposed to one that is phallic. A design, in other words, where there is room and plenty of it for more than just two genders. And so goes the argument, just to avoid another case of our late Cree sister, Helen Buddy Osborne, who was murdered by being stabbed in the vagina 56 times with a screwdriver, to avoid another case of Robert Picton and his 29 victims, to avoid another Prince George to Prince Rupert trail of tears where dozens of Native women continue to be murdered in cold blood, we need 56 genders, to my way of thinking, if only to honor those 55 screwdriver stabs. A woman in any case, according to the system, is animate. She has a soul. Anna is squeal. the article ana being the operative principle, the le or la in French, the der, die, or das of German. The man has a soul, ana napiu, as does the tree, ana siite, the cow, ana mustos, the rock, ana asini. All anas, so to speak, they all have souls. They all have a place of equality on that circle of living, breathing beings. And the only way you can make them inanimate is to remove their souls, so that a woman who has died automatically becomes anima miyao, the corpse. Ditto for the man, the dead tree is made into a chair, anima titapuin, making that chair a tree without a soul. The dead cow is made into a roast, anima wias. The rock is crushed into cement and made into a sidewalk, transforming that sidewalk, anima miskano, into a rock without a soul. The operative word in all this being the article anima. And because the straight line of heaven to hell doesn't exist, all these dead don't go to either. Once they die, they merely get translated into another form of energy where they go to another part of that same circle, which is why the earth is such a magical place, because the dead, your brother, your sister, mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, son, daughter, best friend, all of whom are gone, are still here with us. Not as a ghost, but as blade of grass, leaf of tree, ray of sunshine, a warm summer breeze, the blood in your veins. And biology, not man, but the planet, has pride of place in the great scheme of things.